What's going on, guys? Welcome back for season number 5. We're going to start with the off-season here. We're picking up right where we left off at the end of the national championship video. We've got a contract extension to take a look at from Houston. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it is. Should be a good one. Yeah, it's a 7-year extension here from Houston. Definitely offering the big bucks in terms of what a program like Houston can offer. For right now, we're going to take a look and see what other contracts are offered to us, but this will stay as a potential option moving forward. So here's the coaching carousel. Not sure what jobs are going to pop up here, but let's go ahead and scroll through some of these and see if any of them are from the teams that we would potentially be interested in. Our first offer is from Michigan State. I don't think this is a particularly advancing move, so we're going to decline this one. Our first SEC offer, I believe, of the video is going to be from Arkansas. I just don't see a lot of potential with that, with their geographical location and the direction the program's going. Going to decline this one as well. Not even going to entertain this one. South Carolina is actually a program I do really like in real life. I think they've got a great culture there, and probably not the worst spot geographically in terms of recruiting, but unfortunately I just don't want to coach there, so we're just going to decline this one as well. So Deion Sanders fired from Colorado for not meeting his goals. Definitely not a move that we want to make. Same conference, worst team. Kentucky, again, another good SEC program, but they just never can seem to get over that hump, and we're looking to move from Houston into an elite organization rather than making sort of a lateral move, and this feels more like a lateral move. Cincinnati, like I said, not really looking to move to another Big 12 school. Now we're getting into the garbage time offers. I'm going to just start declining these, fast forwarding through it, and see if anything surprising pops up, but it looks like at this point we're likely going to be taking that 7-year extension from Houston. So that's going to do it for the head coaching offers. Ohio State offering us an offensive coordinator job, but we're just going to go ahead and go back to our 7-year extension with Houston. We're going to accept it, and the future's looking bright in Texas, other than all the rain. So in terms of players leaving, not a lot of guys on this list, honestly. We've got a pretty young team. Joseph Manjak's going to be graduating, redshirt senior. We don't have any juniors declaring for the draft, which is good. Nobody transferring out. We just got 4 seniors graduating, headed to the draft. We've got Joseph Manjak, Demetrius Hunter, center, Uwe Ale, of course, and David Ndukwe, the left tackle. A couple other guys graduating, Dorian Friend, Malik Fleming at safety. Matt Burns, the tight end, has been just great for us the past few seasons. Cross Tucker, other center, CJ Nelson. I think Cross Tucker actually started at right tackle this season. CJ Nelson, obviously wide receiver. Anthony Holmes Jr. at D tackle. Lawrence Mazuka leading the team in interceptions. He's going to be graduating. He was a JUCO guy that we recruited back in season 1. And that's going to be it, really. So we've got a lot of guys returning, and we've got a pretty good recruiting class coming in. So not too concerned here. So we've got some interesting coaching changes on our team here. We've got Luke Fickell coming in to be our defensive coordinator. Both of our coordinators ended up leaving for head coaching jobs, which is always a good sign. And then Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley's brother, is going to come in as the offensive coordinator. So should be interesting. Might be implementing a new system with the new freshman quarterback coming in. So be on the lookout for that. So here is the draft results for our seniors that ended up entering. Manjak goes in the first round. Demetrius Hunter and Uwe Ale end up going in the 5th round. And then David Ndukwe goes in the 6th round. So everyone went as projected. Unfortunately, nobody transferring in, but luckily nobody's transferring out either. Alright, so in terms of recruiting, we're putting a lot of points towards these 2 guys, Kendall Bayer and Nate Greenberg, free safety and a center. And we've got 3,000 points going to Brady Gall, another center. We lost both of our centers. to graduation this season, and then the other 500 points going to Davon Bradley. Thought he's definitely good enough to want to be able to secure him as well. But let's go ahead and advance and see how many of these guys we end up getting. So this is huge. We ended up getting both of the 80+ guys, Kendall Byer at free safety, Nate Greenberg at center, and we ended up getting the other center, number 1 center actually. He ended up being kind of a bust, but 79 overall, still great. Missed out on Davon Bradley, which is unfortunate, but we did get Sean Smith at wide receiver, Jeffrey Glover, also a wide receiver, and Kyle Johnson at left tackle. So not the best guys down there at the bottom, but definitely serviceable. And with only 18 guys signing on, we end up with the number 2 recruiting class in the country. 5 5-star guys, 8 4-star guys, and some gems at the 3-star position. So, yeah, really outstanding recruiting this season, and it's going to show off, I think, in season number 5. All right, so taking a look at position changes here, and just the roster in general. Micah Fawanuku, I'm going to struggle all season with that. For the next 4 seasons. Freshman quarterback, 99 overall, as we suspected. He was a 102 in recruiting, but he does show up as a 99 here. 86 speed, 93 agility, you've seen all this, 92 awareness, and the throwing stats, wherever they are. 87 throw power, 99 accuracy. This guy's ridiculous. Definitely going to be a future Heisman winner, if I had to guess. At halfback, we've got Samuel Jr. and Benny Faison returning, both guys sophomores. David Ponder, the third-string guy, another sophomore, and then redshirt freshman Louis Stallworth will probably be getting a little bit of playing time in some of the garbage time games. Still got Fred Lawrence. He's returning for his senior year at fullback. Brian Miller and Miles Ray both returning. They're going to be... Oh, I could have sworn Miles Ray was a freshman last year. I guess I got that wrong all year. But Brian Miller is going to be a true sophomore here, and Miles Ray, a redshirt junior. Then we've got freshman Gerard Cole, who ended up being an athlete, but he was a wide receiver. Justin Brooks and Jeremy Smith returning, and then also a couple other freshmen down at the bottom of the list. Tight end, without Matt Burns, we've got Cody Urban as the starter. He's a sophomore, 71 overall. This is pre-player progression, so these guys' stats are going to go up a little bit. And then we've got freshman Tari Butler as well. The offensive line is looking a little bit weak compared to years past. We've got a 75 overall here at left tackle Trayon Owens. Nate Greenberg was a center that we recruited. I moved him over to left guard, and then I ended up moving Mark Blythe back over to center, and he's going to be kind of a backup for kind of the whole offensive line, along with Brady Gall. In terms of the other line positions, we've got 84 overall, Tyler Driscoll returning, and Tavaro Woods at right tackle. So, yeah, kind of weak overall, but hopefully the rest of the team will be able to support them. At defensive end, we've got 2 elite guys with Colton Barton returning and Brian Dixon. Obviously, a lot of depth here. We've got true freshman Davin London. And then I moved Ladarius Falaso-Latui over to left end. He was on the right side, just to balance it out a little bit, because we do also have Dexter Claiborne over on the right side. In terms of D-tackle, probably our best position in terms of depth, we've got Sean Heflin and Ben Sills coming back for their junior years. Briley Dixon, another guy that hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, but he's going to be coming back for his junior year. And then a lot of great young guys with Austin Fotu, Peyton Lancaster, true freshman. He's going to be redshirted, I'm sure. And then Kurt Cooper. In terms of outside linebackers, we've got 2 future first-rounders coming in for their true freshman season. We got Bobby Richards on the left side, backed up by Taylor Caggiano, a senior that's been playing for us on and off the past few seasons. TJ Ellis and Taven Levowitz, 2 guys that were great for us last year. They're coming back. And the other true freshman, Trevor Hawker, 86 overall, going to be a beast. Looking forward to seeing how this new linebacking core pans out. At defensive back, we've still got Damian Kaba and Deshaun Okocha coming back, along with freshmen Sean Jefferson and Allende Sharp, who will probably be redshirted. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with Sean Jefferson yet. Depends on how the other guys progress. But he probably will be redshirted as well, if I had to guess. In terms of free safety, we've got Kendall Byer at an 88 overall, losing, what's his name? Can't remember who was playing, Malik Fleming. Losing him, he graduated last season, and Kendall Byer at the #1 free safety recruit in the nation, 88 overall, is going to step in really nicely to fill in that spot. And then with the way Devondrick Lewis played last season, he's going to progress and end up being higher than an 80 overall in all likelihood. So Tyree Smith will probably be redshirted, but he's going to be an outstanding safety for us in the coming years. And then, of course, Adam Wales coming back as the kicker and Brett Jeters as the punter. So that's going to be it for the roster overview here. We'll take a look briefly at player progression, but won't go nearly in depth as this. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, here are the results from training. Quick overview here. Nick Harvickson going to be a 90 overall, solid backup option. We've got Alan Samuel Jr. and Benny Faison both progressing past 80, which is really good. Same with David Ponder going up to a 79 is great. Brian Miller goes to an 89. Miles Ray goes to an 86. Carl Urban. Cody Urban gets +4, goes to a 75, not terrible. 78 on the left tackle, 80 left guard, 94 center, 79 right guard, 89 right guard, 79 right tackle. Barton goes up to an 89. Brian Dixon goes up to a 96. Insane stats there. Heflin and Sills both go up to an 86. Glad to see those guys progressing well. And then in terms of linebackers, Taylor Caggiano going to be a backup guy, but he's up to a 79. TJ Ellis is up to a 93 for his senior year. And then Jake Garrett is up to an 80, as well as Trey Ryan. Defensive backs, Damian Kaba coming back for his junior year is going to be a 96 overall. Deshaun Akocha is at an 86. Chris Hare-Griffin to a 79. JT Wells goes to an 87. +6 is great for him. Devondrick Lewis goes up to an 82. And then Adam Wales and Brett Jeters both get +5. So we do have to cut 5 players this season. So let's go ahead and take a look at who's going to get the axe this season. Our first victim is going to be Danon Fenau at quarterback. He just is way too low rated. He's never going to play. Our next cut is going to be at halfback. It's going to be Bilal Webb. We haven't really recruited that great at this position, so I'm going to be looking to replace him with a new recruit hopefully this season. With how stacked our wide receiver room is, we're going to end up having to cut freshman Jeffrey Glover. He's just probably not going to end up where we want him. This might seem a little bit crazy, but we're going to end up cutting Hayden Brown. We have so much depth at the other linebacker positions that I'm not too worried about somebody having to step in if we end up this far down the depth chart. This might seem crazy. We just have so much depth at defensive tackle that one of these guys has to go, and they're all really good. So I think Peyton Lancaster is going to end up getting a red shirt this season, and the fact that we already have Sean Heflin and Ben Sills, I think it's got to be Briley Dixon. I know he's a junior, he's been on the team a while, but he fits our scheme probably the least out of all of these guys, and I don't see him getting that much playing time. I'd rather get the young guys in there a little bit more, so yeah, we're going to end up cutting Briley Dixon as our last player. So probably the most exciting development of Season 5 is going to be that we have been invited to join the SEC. After winning 3 straight national championships, we are going to be swapping places with Missouri in the SEC West. We're going to be taking on all of these great teams this season. Really looking forward to it. Hope you guys are excited about it as well. Alright, so that's it for the offseason. Let's go ahead and jump right into the preseason. Alright, so starting with recruiting here in the preseason, let's go ahead and take a look. I was able to scout, we got some pretty good prospects here. In terms of quarterbacks, we got 2 options. Both guys have us at the top of their list. A little bit bigger lead on Dominique Lacey. Lacey is more of a balanced guy. He's not the fastest, but he has decent, speed and agility. 86 power, 81 throw accuracy is really good. So he's going to be kind of a middle-of-the-road guy. Garrett Lewis is much better in terms of speed, agility, but the 66 throw accuracy makes me really not super thrilled about him. I think we'll probably lean more towards Lacey for the balance. I think he's going to be a better fit for the program. In terms of running backs, I was able to find a +9 Jim with Greg Davis. He's got decent speed and stuff, but you know, my eyes lit up when I saw that 99 juke move, 90 elusiveness. The receiving stats are really bad. That's what sort of worries me, because I do quite a bit of like screen plays and stuff like that, but he should be fine in those situations. So I think Greg Davis could be sort of the cornerstone running back of our future. Hopefully we're able to get him. Our only 2 team needs this season are we need 1 fullback and 1 middle linebacker. So I was able to find a couple of guys, Artez Hummingbird, who we're not even on his radar at the moment. He's got pretty good speed and stuff for a fullback. Really good pass blocking and impact blocking. But I'm leaning more towards Trent Toney, number 1, because there's not as many schools going for him right now. And then number 2, because he has a little bit better on run blocking. So that's kind of what we're looking for out of a fullback 9 times out of 10. So that's what we're looking for there. In terms of wide receivers, only a couple of guys really panned out. Austin Tons is kind of like a possession kind of guy. He's 6'3", 208, pretty good size. Decent speed stats, nothing too crazy there. But his receiving stats are really good. But Demel Taylor is a 6'1", 188 guy. So with the 94 speed, 87 acceleration, he's got a little bit more of that slot receiver type of build. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Both guys we are first on their list. And then in terms of middle linebackers, kind of just found a bunch of 70s. Like this guy was a -16 bust. But Ryan Ferrier was a guy that went +2. He has good base stats, pretty good block shedding. The coverage isn't great, but his tackling is okay, so this is probably the guy we're going to go for. And then one is insane. Sam Johnson, athlete, 96 speed, 99 acceleration, 95 jumping, 94 agility. His catching is only a 68, but his coverage skills are insane. 89 man coverage, 87 zone coverage, 84 press, 86 play recognition. In terms of like tackling, not the best, but this guy could be an interception machine and an 85 overall. Definitely going to be going for this guy hard. We're already 650 points ahead on him, so yeah, that's going to be sort of our priorities. Definitely going to be doing more scouting in week 1, but for the most part, this is the group of guys that we're going to be initially going for. Alright, before we get into the depth chart, just going to fill you guys in on who we're redshirting this season. Obviously not redshirting Micah at quarterback. In terms of wide receivers, we're not going to redshirt Gerard Cole, since we only have really 5 options here. We're going to redshirt both of these guys, Jeremy Pierre and Sean Smith. We're going to be redshirting tight end Tarheeb Butler. He's pretty low in terms of overall, so I'm hoping this will give him a little bit of a boost and enough time to sort of get up to the same level that Cody Urban is on. In terms of offensive line, basically redshirting all the freshmen. There's only a 1 overall difference here, so going to be redshirting Nate Greenberg and Brady Gall, along with Hunter Van Manen, and that's it for the O-line. In terms of defensive ends, just going to be redshirting Davin London, since we do have plenty of depth at both of those positions, and Peyton Lancaster as well. I'm not going to be redshirting Bobby Richards. I figure he's got a big enough advantage here over Taylor Caggiano that he's going to get the starting spot. Same deal with Trevor Hawker. He's got a pretty big overall advantage here, and you don't really benefit that much if he's already over an 85 for redshirting them, unless you've got like a senior or somebody that you want to play for that season. In terms of DBs, we got Sean Jefferson and Ayinde Sharp. I figured that since we've already got 7 guys here, that we're really only going to need about 5, because we can get some backup help from the safeties as well. Not going to redshirt Kendall Byer. He's an 88 overall, and JT Wells just doesn't really have the athleticism that Kendall Byer has. If you look at the speed, the agility, acceleration. He does have a big jump on awareness, but not too concerned with that. With the free safety, he's going to be sort of just in the backfield. So we're going to try that for a while and see how that goes. In terms of the other safeties, Tyree Smith is the only one we're redshirting. He's the only freshman, but I have been liking how Devondrick Lewis has been playing, so he's going to be the starter there moving forward for now. And that's going to be it for Redshirts. Yeah, so here's the depth chart heading into Season 5. No surprises here at quarterback. Same as last year at halfback. A few sophomores and redshirt freshman Uluwi Stallworth is going to be added into the rotation. Kind of what we expected at wide receiver, with Brian Miller and Miles Ray being the top two guys. And then we've got Justin Brooks and Gerard Cole, true freshmen, followed by Jeremy Smith. So that's the wide receiver room. We've got Carl Urban. I keep trying to say that. Cody Urban and Fred Lawrence taking over at the tight end positions. Offensive line, kind of what we expected here. We've got Trayon Owens, Joel Reeves, Andrew Waddle, Tyler Driscoll, and Tavaro Woods. At the defensive end positions, obviously we've got Colton Barton and Brian Dixon. And then D-tackle, we got Sean Heflin and Ben Sills leading that position. We got true freshman Bobby Richards, left linebacker, TJ Ellis and Taven Levowitz at middle linebacker, and then Trevor Hawker on the right side. Defensive backs, we got Damian Kaba, Deshaun Okocha, Chris Griffin, three guys from last year. And then redshirt freshman Davon Thomas and Faith Salico are going to be getting some minutes as well. Free safety, we've got Kendall Byer, true freshman, backed up by JT Wells. And then we've got Chris Griffin back there. And then Devondrick Lewis as the starter at the other safety position. Kicker, punter, still the same. Returning kicks this year is going to be Damian Kaba and Deshaun Okocha. Kaba taking the punt returning role. And then that is going to be it for the depth chart. So this schedule has the potential to absolutely kick our butts. Let's count how many top 25 preseason teams are on here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of our 12 opponents are currently in the top 25, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them being in the top 10. Yikes. So we're going to open up at home against South Carolina in our first SEC matchup. We're at number 9 Washington versus Alabama at home, at Utah, then Mississippi State and Arkansas at home, at Ole Miss. Then we have a bye week. Then we're at home against LSU, Penn State, at Texas A&M, at Oklahoma, at Texas. I don't know how we got this schedule, but that's what we got, and it's going to be a very tough season compared to what we're used to in the Big 12. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, taking the time to check out the off-season leading into season number 5. Just wanted to show you guys this before we head out. 95 overall, 95 offense, 97 defense. Going to be a tough team. I don't know why we're number 13 in the polls after winning 3 straight national championships, but, you know, what can you do? That's going to do it for this one. We will see you guys tomorrow for week 1 against South Carolina.